Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at Alibaba, JPM, and the IBB. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames, and we use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. If you like this video, go to our website, sign up for a free membership for more stuff like this, live streaming alerts where we do some live intraday action, and then some trade ideas as well as some education. All right, let's look into the daily on the Alibaba chart, and we went right up into this breakdown bar, which that's where it came in, went up to the moving averages, came right back down. 104.03 was your area where this thing could possibly shoot up to. So this nice bullish pattern here popped up, got above here, then right to the 104.04. Man, even number and the big pivot high, and you had the gap fill up here, right up there a little bit more. So you had some pretty good reasons for this thing to pull back. So if you're bullish on Alibaba, you want the 20 MA to go into price, and then it starts shooting it up. You attack the 104 area again, then you have the next area of resistance at 107, and then the 110. You get to the 110, and you've been long since maybe down in here. You might want to start thinking about taking some off the table again. You are at the all-time highs as last time, or the 52-week highs. Is I think 120 or so is the all-time high on this. So you got to be careful with this once it gets into this resistance. If you're bearish, you want to fill this gap here. You want to get through the 20 MA and then just start chiseling down here, fill this gap. Is there another double bottom down here in the 86 area? And then as well as you have a gap fill and a couple other pivots down in this area. And then if the whole markets are coming in, then this thing can see 75 bucks again. I would not rule it out. But right now, nothing wrong above all the moving averages. Down those sideways, you're holding this pivot here. So let's see if we go sideways, setting up for the next possible fall, or does the 20 MA come in and curl in the price and set this one up? Weekly chart. Weekly chart, same thing. Nice retrace back up into this area. We can actually, it probably retraced to probably 750. You know what? Hold on. Can't even talk here, guys, today. So let's do this. Let's put the fib from, we know that's the high when we come back in. So let's put it here. Yeah, 750 retrace. You had the gap fill. You had the high pivot before it was breaking down. I mean, it was breaking down a little bit higher, but it started here. Went right back into it, came down. And let's see on the weekly basis where if we go sideways, setting up to go higher. On the weekly, we're above the MAs, and actually it's not bad. Other than you're into this retrace and this big pivot up here, you just got to see where the pattern takes you on this one. So BABA right now, like I said, if you're bullish, you need to continue up into this resistance. If you're bearish, you need to start coming back into at least the $85 area. So there's your 2 points. So that's about it for this one for BABA. So let's look at JPM now. As well as like Goldman Sachs too. We looked at that one yesterday. So, we're just kind of chopping around on the weekly. We came up, here's your fib, came back down almost into the 250. We're just kind of chopping around, but we did gap down, shot it back up, and it came right back in. This is the weekly chart, so it's a little bit bigger, but nothing wrong again. You're above the moving averages, stuff like that, but it is a little bit extended. I'd expect this thing at least to pull down possibly 80 bucks, maybe 78 bucks, somewhere down in there. But if it sets up sideways a little bit higher, could come down a little bit more, so beware. And you did have a pretty good move from 56 all the way to almost 90 bucks on this one, so you got to keep that in mind as well. But on the daily chart, we are still going sideways, bullish pattern. I mean, just kind of chopping, nothing great. Came back in. That might have been earnings possibly. Shot back up, retraced, filled the gap, right back down. So right now we're kissing the 50 MA, so we're just kind of holding tight. Let's see if we could continue down. Gosh, yeah, we came back here, bounced there. We filled the gap as well. Looks like they closed it right on top of the gap, so it could go either way tomorrow. Again, Apple had good earnings, so maybe that one, is one that helps the markets out a little bit. We're going to, know more tomorrow, guys. And then weekly chart, we already talked about the weekly JPM. Again, nothing wrong inside this greenish bar, but, this little gap down maybe weakened the pattern a little bit, but we'll keep in mind that the volume's kind of, up and down as well. So, but again, nothing wrong with JPM. But I still think it needs to pull back before it needs to go higher, in my opinion. IBB, this was just magical today, guys. Like I keep telling you, if you have Twitter, put Trump on your account, because every time he tweets something or whatever, not that he did, but he had some meeting that, everything's great with the drug companies again. We all know how this ends. So again, I'll see if this thing comes up into this area. If it does, I have a quarter position in the IBB still. I have scalped the XBI. I've made money on that one. I've scalped this one numerous times. And this one's been a trade that just keeps on giving. Every time it goes up into this, these upper areas, you short it. This could be the time it possibly breaks out. But if it gets past these trend lines and starts shooting up for this area here, 300, I'll be adding short to this one. Like I said, I have a quarter position. I'm still in the money. And damn, I should have just covered it down in here. Just took the rest off, popped up. Look at that, right back to it again. Boom, right back down again. It's pretty amazing how many times this thing can keep retracing back and forth. And here we come again up in this. So let's see if we could get to the 288, maybe 295 up in here. Let's see how it reacts with these trend lines as well. But the IBB, nothing wrong. I thought for sure we'd stop by it just makes me laugh, guys. I thought for sure we'd make, this would stop it, but right through it. So instead of a gap up tomorrow and go, maybe they're going to gap it. Maybe they gap it up over this area. Who knows at this point? Or do we just click over and go straight back down on the daily? That would be nuts too. Make some people crazy. But weekly chart, again, just kind of channeling in this inside bar, kind of came around, chopped up, chopped down. You have a little bit of lower trend lines coming in here. So is that holding it too? If you take this one here, oops, let's click on there. Just want to see it right. Yeah, so it's kind of holding that too. But you have these guys sloping in, so this is getting interesting here. We have a nice little pennant here. Let's see if we can go pop through it and possibly go higher. If we drop through this area and get back below the MAs again, because look at that, they're all curled up. So we almost had to get above there. So if this thing broke down below there, below the MAs, wow, that's interesting, guys. All right, so that's it with the IBB. Right now, we're just chopping up and down. For your high range, probably 300. For your low range, probably 250. So let's see where we go. We still have a little bit of a position in this 1/4 position. We've made money on this thing numerous times, so it's not that big of a deal. If it goes back into this area, I'll add some more shorts, 295 to 300 area up in there. I'll do it again. So. All right, guys, thanks again for watching my videos. Go to my website, sign up for this stuff, and then send me an email if you want me to look at certain stocks, and then we'll take it from there. All right, guys, have a great night. God bless. See you on the charts.